All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Pull up a chair and get comfortable because today we're sitting down for a bit of a mentor session. If you're a newer developer who's played around with AI, maybe you've built a quick chatbot or tweaked a machine learning model on your laptop, well, you are in the exact right place. Today we're going to learn how to move way past those basic experiments and start building true enterprise-ready architecture using Google's Vertex AI.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 1. Welcome to Enterprise AI. 2. Starting smart with AutoML. 3. Building apps with Gemini. 4. Managing models with pipelines. And 5. Keys to the laboratory. We're taking you logically from the foundational realities of AI infrastructure straight through to actually deploying and maintaining some really cutting-edge applications.
So, part 1, welcome to Enterprise AI, moving beyond the basics. We're kicking things off by completely shifting our mindset from just being coders to becoming architects.
Now, this right here brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Just look at the difference between an amateur approach and a senior workflow. On the left, you've got the cool demo. It lives in an experimental notebook on your laptop, it breaks if you look at it wrong, and it certainly cannot handle a million users. But on the right, we have a stable product. It's robust, it scales, and it's actually ready for production. Our entire goal today is to bridge that massive gap. We're going to take your ideas from a fragile notebook to a rock-solid product. Listen closely to this, because it contains the absolute hardest lesson every junior AI developer eventually has to learn. The biggest hurdle in machine learning wasn't necessarily writing the code, it was the plumbing. Seriously, managing completely different environments for training your model, testing it, and then actually deploying it to users, it's a nightmare. That disjointed workflow is the real bottleneck in the industry, and it's exactly the problem Google's Vertex AI was built to solve, by bringing everything into a single unified UI and API. Moving right along to part 2, starting smart with AutoML and getting those quick wins. Let's see how we can get powerful, immediate results without reinventing the wheel. In the enterprise world, efficiency is everything. We have this concept called the low-code innovator. Basically, if you need an AI for standard tasks like image recognition, tabular data analysis, or text classification, you really don't need to write thousands of lines of code. With AutoML on Vertex AI, you just follow 3 simple steps. First, you provide your data. Second, you let AutoML leverage Google's massive architecture to automatically find and train the absolute best model for that data. And third, deploy that high-quality model. It handles all the heavy lifting for you. But hey, what if you have a highly specialized problem? Vertex AI doesn't box you in. Even if you need to be a custom developer building bespoke architecture using frameworks like PyTorch, TensorFlow, or scikit-learn, the platform still has your back. Google handles the heavy infrastructure lifting, they provision the GPUs or TPUs and scale the infrastructure automatically so you can focus entirely on your custom code. It really is the best of both worlds. All right, part 3, building apps with Gemini, the cutting edge. Now that we have our infrastructure sorted, let's look at injecting some world-class generative AI into our apps. If you're building a modern app, you need access to modern models, right? Think of the model garden on Vertex AI as your ultimate starting point. It's not just a list of APIs, it is a highly curated collection. You get instant access to open-source models, third-party models, and crucially, first-party models like Google's Gemini family. You are literally pulling from the exact same shelf of powerful AI models that Google's own engineers use. And we're moving way beyond standard text-based chat here. Gemini has some incredible superpowers. It's multimodal, meaning it can see visual information and hear audio data. Plus, because it has a massive long context window, you can feed it entire libraries of documents, or literally hours of video in a single prompt, and it can actually reason across all of it. As an architect, you aren't just building a chatbot anymore, you are building systems that extract real intelligence from immense multimodal complexity. Which brings us to part 4, managing models with pipelines and keeping those professional standards high. Building the app is great, but maintaining it like a pro? That requires MLOps. So the crucial question we have to address right now is, how do we prevent our AI from failing over time? Because what happens to our beautiful, perfect models weeks or months after they've been deployed into the messy real world? The real world isn't clean like training data. The real world constantly changes. And when it changes, you hit this, model drift. This is when an AI becomes less and less accurate over time because the live data it's seeing no longer matches its training data. Think of an AI predicting fashion trends. What was accurate 6 months ago is completely useless today. Model drift is the silent killer of enterprise AI. It's exactly why a set it and forget it mentality will completely ruin your product. To defeat model drift, senior engineers use Vertex AI pipelines to enforce 3 ironclad rules. 1. Data is consistently preprocessed. 2. Models are automatically retrained as new data arrives. And 3. Performance is continuously tracked. By automating, monitoring, and governing your workflows with these rules, pipelines ensure your AI stays a stable product rather than degrading back into a broken demo.
Finally, part 5, keys to the laboratory and your next steps. As we wrap up this session, let's zoom out for a second. I really want you to understand the massive advantage you have right now. By mastering Vertex AI, you aren't just writing code, you're utilizing the ultimate silent partner. You are gaining democratized access to the most scalable, secure environment on the planet. This is the exact same hardware and software stack that powers global systems like Google Search and YouTube, and it's just sitting there, ready for you to use. So, I'm going to leave you with this final challenge. You now know how to bypass the plumbing. You know how to leverage AutoML for quick wins, and how to harness Gemini for cutting-edge intelligence. And you know how to use pipelines to prevent model drift. You've got the keys to the world's most advanced digital laboratory. The only question left is, what extraordinary thing are you going to build next?